riffraff action face for you. So I'm leaving work a little while ago. I had to go somewhere else real quick. But heading home. But before that, had the post office guy, you know, postal worker, come like they do practically every day. And we're out taking our little break, little 15-minute. And I said, see him pull up, and me and, of course, Frank and Brian are there, another guy that I work with too. And we're just chatting about different stuff, you know, of course, the fake news and everything else. And I see the postal guy pull up. I said, I'm going to ask him. Ask him what? I'm going to ask him about the whole stamp thing. So those stamps that CNN presented us have been marked off as being used. Like, how is it a common thing where they miss them? Like, you know. He's all right. So he walks up. I said, listen, you're the postal guy. Can I ask you a little question? He's like, yeah. I said, so this whole, you know, bomb, you know, package thing that was sent to CNN had 6 stamps on it. And he's like, yeah. I said, now, you guys, the Postal Service has to mark them as being used, right? He goes, yeah. I said, I mean, how coincidental, or, you know, I'm like, is it a common thing that they might miss one? He goes, man, I mean, they usually don't miss them. He's like, but, I mean, the occasional one, sure. I mean, it happens. You know, you might find one, but it's rare. And then he says to me, he's like, but the thing here is, he's like, because, you know, I've been thinking some of the same stuff that you're talking about right now. You know, they sent more than one package like this out. And he said, from what I understand, they also had the same issue where these did not have markings on them, on the stamps. So he says, you know, if you had one piece of mail that just didn't have it, I mean, you know, I could see and just say, well, maybe that was just one of the coincidence ones, even though it wasn't very likely. He goes, but the other ones that have the same issue, he goes, man, you know, I'm like, so there we go. We have all these pieces of mail from this alleged bomber guy, all basically hand delivered to make it look like the mail delivered them, but they didn't. So if this guy is in Florida, well, who hand delivered all these things elsewhere? Right? So he didn't really comment anymore. He just said, yeah, I'm wondering the same things you guys are. And then he left. So let's, you and I talk for a second. If all these were hand delivered and none of them were designed to go off, they couldn't, because there was no explosive powder or any other material that could explode. That's why the FBI director gave this stupid phrase. You know, what was the word he used? You know, expendable material, whatever, you know, I forgot. I just thought of it a second ago when I was talking to the post office guy. I knew the exact this phrase, now I forgot it. But it was like, you know, expendable material. Okay, that's not the same as an explosive device. You know, you could, if you made it illegal to own bullets, and then someone has a bullet, and you're like, oh, that's illegal, well, let's arrest them, and then they examine the bullet, they take the lead, you know, apart from the casing and look inside. There's no gunpowder, and there's no firing pin piece in there, whatever. Not the pin, but the whatever the hell that thing's called, the firing, I can't even think of the name of that. I know the name of that too. The primer, whatever it is. That's missing, and there's no gunpowder or any powder. It's basically a piece of metal casing with a, you know, a bullet on tip on top, but nothing inside. You couldn't tell somebody, we're charging you with this, because it's not a bullet. It has to have this, and this to be a bullet. And it's got 2 pieces, yes, but the other 2, which are the most important, by the way, are missing. You can't have it. So that's why the FBI director was using the stupid sleight of hand words, you know, expendable material. Yeah, like I said, pantyhose in hamster bedding. That's the expandable material, folks. Nothing inside could cause it to go off. So it's complete and utter nonsense. And as I was talking with Brian, me and Frank, he says, oh, my wife and her family, who, by the way, are Democrats. He says it, and he already told us that. They're Democrats. She's voting Democrat. That's what he told us previously. Guys, she just voted Republican. What? Oh, and some of her family, her dad's pretty much a Democrat. He's basically pissed off right now, is what he said. He's pissed off at what's been going on. He can see through it all. You don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to see through this crap. Again, and I'll use a word that Cliff Hyde coined when I did the live stream of them on Sunday. I love it. Cliff Hyde, love you, and I love the word. Coincidence theorist. That should be the new meme. Just like the NPC meme going on right now with these these liberal, they don't study anything, they don't research anything. Oh, the news says call any Trump supporter a homophobe. The news says call them xenophobe. The noob says the racist Nazis. Just repeat it. Every time you see one, repeat it and tell people that that's what they are. So we've coined them NPCs, non-player characters. Because in a game, when you're controlling your character and you got to go take a quest or something, there's an NPC over there. It's just the same guy who gives out the same quest to everybody. He interacts with you, but it's not a real person. It's like not a real person playing the character like you were playing yours. NPC. These people are being called NPCs because you're towing the line and repeating the same garbage that the mainstream or lamestream media is telling you. You're an NPC, you're not even a real person, is what they're saying. This is brilliant. But what's more brilliant is I think we have a new meme, thanks to Cliff Hyde. Not a conspiracy theory. The conspiracy theorists are going to be the guys and girls who looked at like, oh, these guys have all the knowledge. Go to them, they'll tell you what happened here. You're going to be seeked out as like an informational source, which is great. They are the coincidence theorists. You're going to get to call these people, oh, you're great, another coincidence conspiracy. Go ahead, coincidence theorist. Go ahead and tell us. And then they're like, well, no, I'm not. You're like, no, what? We're turning the tables on them. Not to do so in a harmful way. We're not trying to hurt these people's feelings or attack them. But you are what you are. And that should hopefully start to get you to think. Red pill yourself. I'm taking the red pill. The blue pill isn't serving us anymore. I thought it was the legit thing. I'm realizing it's fake. It's harming us. The Democratic Party is currently imploding. I told Frank and them, because we were talking, this other guy that was out there, he said, oh, I already did the early voting. I did early voting. And then Brian says, oh yeah, have you heard the vote machines are now switching? They're doing the old switcheroo. I said, yeah, I've heard that. It's typically when someone says, all right, I'm going to vote all Republican all the way down the line, you can kind of check a box in the machine, vote Republican, everything. Okay. And then, are you sure? Yes. And then the final question, like, this is what you voted for. And then it switched everybody to Democrat. Hey, wait a minute. No, I said vote all Republican. So if I can remember myself anyways, and I don't know if this is happening in Florida, I heard other states, but I may just take my phone with me and record me voting to see if this thing tries to pull a switcheroo on me by chance when I go in there to vote. I probably should have done the early voting, but mail in. But I'm like, yeah, whatever. I want to get out, go do it. Me and the wife will kind of take turns like we did last time. Just go down there and vote like the old school way, whatever. But again, and the other thing I said, look, about my false flag video and all that thing, I was like, look, these people are desperate. I think they're finally coming around to understanding we're in trouble. What did Hillary say? Well, I'm not 100% sure that I'll go for president in 2020. I want to see how the midterms go first. She said, I want to see how the midterms go first. In other words, we're probably not going to win, so I'm not even going to commit to trying to go for president in 2020, run for president. I need to see how the midterms go, because if by chance we can rig and fix the votes like we always do, at least previously, which doesn't look like we're going to be able to do this time, but if by chance we win enough of those votes, then maybe I'll run. Because if we don't, I won't have the House and the Senate, I'll never do anything anyway. Won't be worth my time is what she's basically saying. In so many words. So we've seen just to give you an idea, you know, the false flag thing, they're desperate. They know they're losing. They never thought they would. They thought, well, even if we lose, we can fix it by doing this. And if that doesn't work, we can fix it by doing plan B. So plan A, plan B, all of which they're realizing wipe them all off the board. Oh my God, oh my God, we've lost everything. We're currently in the process of losing everything. And we're watching it happen before our eyes. This was never supposed to happen. We had this in the bag. And now, oh my God. So are they going to get so desperate to pull off a major event? Well, we've had the migrant caravan to start with. Now we've had the fake bombing thing to try to make anyone that votes for Republican look like a crazy. That guy was a super duper Trump supporter. You don't want to be on his side, do you? Actually, we do. Because if his side is Trump, that's all I care about. I don't care about him. I care about Trump. We're voting for Trump and the Republicans. Then we have a shooting, synagogue shooting. And he only used Gab. He didn't use Twitter. He wasn't on Facebook talking that. No, he used Gab. And now Gab's being delisted, or their hosting providers dropped them. PayPal has dropped them. And I recently heard Coinbase has dropped them. Somehow they were doing something with Coinbase. All because of a user using their platform. Guys, we're going to shut down the interstate because one bad guy got in a police chase, started shooting at cops, killed the cop, and we're going to go ahead and shut the whole interstate down. None of you can use it anymore. Why? Because this guy happened to use the same interstate you guys used. So we'll never get it back now. We're shutting the whole thing down. You see how that doesn't make any sense? They wanted to shut Gab down because all of us who are like-minded are using Gab. We understand, even if you're a far leftist, you could come over and use Gab and say anything you want. It's freedom of speech, have fun. And the algorithms that Gab uses, it's not going to change because of your point of view. It's treated fairly for everybody. They can't have that. They only want the liberal view on Twitter, Facebook, everywhere else. So we had that issue. The bombing thing now. So we had the bombing, the caravan, the shooting, and another plane terrorist, apparently terrorist plane thing happened today in Indonesia. Again, Indonesia. Well, JSNIP rule number 1. JSNIP 101 when a plane crashes. Who's on board? Who is on board? Oh, 20 high-level finance ministers from Indonesia, I guess. Brand new aircraft. And someone posted a video where there's someone inside allegedly inside this plane, and you hear a bunch of Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. But I don't see the plane doing anything crazy or flipping or crashing. So I don't know where the hell that came. You know, there's some suspicious things around this that I'm not liking at the moment, but it's okay. Point being, terror event. And then there was a bombing somewhere else, not in America. Again, I'm seeing the terrorist meme, if you will, clicking up a notch in the world recently, as in the last few days. Is that going to mean a big event is coming for us over here in America? That's all I'm saying. So, something to think about. Again, I don't want to see anything bad happen, man. But these people are desperate. They've lost all control. And what does a big bad bully do at the last when he realizes he's lost all the power? Dictatorships in the past? Look at all the dictators of the past across the world. Last 150 or more years. They go out with a bang. They go out with a bang normally. They don't just quietly step down. No, they go out with a bang. And that's why I'm thinking they may try to do that. So anyways, a little chat on the way home. Take care.